I'm here at Waterloo Regional Police Headquarters on Maple Grove Road, where we're about to hold a press conference about the robberies that have been taking place in our community over the last few weeks.
As you know, yesterday morning at approximately 10:40 a.m. we arrested 3 male suspects for the armed robbery at Cashmax and Weaver Street in Kitchener. As a result of some very good, intensive, thorough investigation through our detectives branch in our central division and in combination with assistance from other divisions within the organization, we have subsequently determined and laid charges in 3 additional robberies that have taken place in the past 2 months. So to date now we have 3 adult males charged: Leon George Cunningham, 20 years of Kitchener; Jamal Barrett Gohill, 18 years of Cambridge; and Punchak Wangale, 19 years of Waterloo. They have been charged in connection with the robberies at Cashmax Payday Loans on December 14th, 2010, the Ben Moss Jewelers robbery in Fairview Park Mall on December 15th, 2010, and Raffi Jewelers robbery in Conestoga Mall on January 5th, in addition to yesterday's robbery at the Cashmax Payday Loans. As a result of the charges, or the charges laid, are inclusive for the Cashmax robbery, wearing a disguise with intent to commit an indictable offense; Ben Moss Jewelers, wearing a disguise with intent to commit an indictable offense and mischief under $5,000 in robbery; at Raffi Jewelers, robbery, wearing a disguise with intent to commit an indictable offense, mischief under $5,000, possession of a weapon dangerous to the public peace. And at the Cashmax for yesterday's robbery, they were charged with robbery, wearing a disguise with intent to commit an indictable offense, and possession of a weapon dangerous to the public peace. We'd like to take the time to give some special thanks to several people that were involved, including the community and media, investigative teams at Central and North Divisions, and forensic officers under the direction of Staff Sergeant Frank Sinko, who is here today and will be available to take some questions afterwards if you wish, for their dedication in an ongoing investigation. Had expert investigation and assistance by members of our Strategic and Tactical Services branch. To the community and the members of the public whose commitment to helping the police has been invaluable throughout the investigations. Members of the media for continuing to keep the community apprised of the robberies and the investigation, and also any information that was being requested of them to be provided to us. To the quick thinking of the clerk yesterday, who made a phone call to our services and allowed for police to get there in a very quick response. Again, we also feel that it was directly responsible for new neighborhood policing model, which assists in getting more officers out on the street and more visibility to get some quick containment on this case from yesterday, and subsequently get the 3 parties arrested. Also to the management of Conestoga Mall, their support and assistance, and security staff at Conestoga Mall for their efforts in assisting police with important information and establishing some key leads in the investigation. In specific, the media yesterday even were aware that the vehicle involved was identified through media of a previous owner, which contacted police and led us to more information on the vehicle used during the robbery yesterday.
Now, of course, you can't give away the nature of evidence, but what was it that led you to believe that the robbers you caught for the Cashmax robbery just the other day were the same robbers for the jewelry store robberies from some weeks before?
There's some aspects of the investigation that I am prepared to share at this point. And what we'll go back to right now is Conestoga Mall, the robbery at the Raffi Jewelers. We had a bit of a breakthrough in the investigation at that point, in that the security system in place at that plaza, at that mall, is very good. And as a result of the efforts of the security personnel, they were able to track the robbers out of the building, out on the lot, and into the vehicle that was used. Now, what I will share is that the vehicles that were used in these 4 investigations, minivans, had been purchased by the suspect group from persons who had sold them for cash to individuals they didn't know. The registrations did not get changed over, and the suspects utilized stolen license plates on the recently purchased vehicle to try and distance themselves from the offenses. It was the benefit of the video evidence from Conestoga Mall that we were able to get a very clear picture of the suspect van used at that time. That was on January 5th. There were some distinctive details in relation to the vehicle. We knew it to be a Ford Windstar van at that time, and there was some specific damage to this vehicle. However, it was also found out at that time that the plates on the vehicle had been previously stolen. So a bit of a dead end in the investigation there. Internally, we had broadcast the details of that suspect vehicle, and the frontline troops were mobilized to try and locate this specific van. All right. In fact, on the 9th of January, the van was found in an underground parking lot on Vanier Drive, an apartment building. The investigation continued, and on the 12th of January, that vehicle was seized for forensic identification. For those 3 days in the interim, we attempted to further the investigation by trying to link suspects to the vehicle. On the 12th of January, as a result of the forensic examination of that vehicle, which we were specifically able to link to the Raffi Jewellers, Conestoga Mall, we had an investigative breakthrough in that some fingerprints were lifted from the vehicle. We identified a potential suspect at that time. However, fingerprints, we can't determine when those fingerprints ended up on that vehicle. We were pointed in the right direction. As it turns out, one of the parties arrested yesterday was in fact that party that was linked to that vehicle. Okay? So there's a direct connection between those two incidents. I'll go further to say that, in relation to the Ben Moss robbery, and that was on the 15th of December 2010, we were provided with a potential suspect vehicle plate. And in fact, that witness that provided us that license plate was incorrect in that they gave us one wrong digit in the license plate. Of note is that a civilian witness to the Raffi Jewellers robbery provided us the identical incorrect plate. Because of the distance involved in doing it, there's a misunderstanding of one of the letters. They confuse, for instance, a C for an F, something along that lines. And of interest is that both civilian witnesses gave us the identical incorrect plate. Had we known at that time that it was a stolen plate, it would have been useful information to us at the time. But what clarified it for us was the video system in place at Conestoga Mall was able to zoom directly in on that vehicle and capture a close-up of the back of the vehicle and give us the correct plate. Okay? So that's an interesting link between Ben Moss robbery and Conestoga Mall.
So both the eyewitnesses both converted, say, an X into a K?
Identically. Okay? Because there's specific aspects of the investigation, I won't give you the specific details of what, but the plate that they provided was identical in that it was incorrect.